Fresh.
Kim McCain on Fresh 102.7. Lucky to have Adam Lambert here. Hi,
Yo,
Adam. How are you?
Good morning.
The Original High is your third album, man. You called it pop, but not bubblegum. What is it?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely pop. The songs are instantly catchy and hooky, and they move. You know, there's a lot of tempo, but I feel like the subject matter is a little more melancholy, a little more bittersweet than some of the stuff I've done in the past. I felt like, you know, along with maybe some of the fashion that I was rocking a few years back, I was doing a lot of really intended, campy, theatrical stuff.
Right.
This one kind of is a little bit more pulled back, grounded, with a more somber tone to it.
Feels introspective. When you listen to Ghost Town, it really feels like you.
Thank you. Yeah,
that's a great song.
We Max Martin and Shellback executive produced this album, and we had a big talk at the beginning of where we wanted to go. And they were like, well, you know, you've done all of this big over the top stuff, which is great, but like, why don't we kind of like bring it to a new place? So we did that, and it's really exciting. I feel like as a singer, I feel like it's my best vocal stuff that I've done so far.
Less is more sometimes.
Sometimes,
you know?
and the thing that's really cool is that when you do less is more, the times you do it, it's more powerful.
Yeah,
like the crazy high, really loud stuff. I mean, it is peppered through the album, but not every song from start to finish.
Is it a little scarier though when you do something like that?
I mean, it's definitely. I think it like allowed me to be more vulnerable. I think that more emotion comes through in certain moments, and that's what I'm so pleased with. You know, is that he kind of encouraged me to like bring it back, and yeah, I feel like it pulls the listener in a little bit more.
Where'd you get some of the inspiration? Did you pull a Taylor, and it was all about relationship breakups and things of that nature?
There are definitely some relationship stuff in there. There's a lot of themes. I think what I wanted to try to do was write it from my personal point of view, but also create songs that were relatable to anybody. You know, things that like I noticed that my friends in my circle were going through or feeling, and the things that we all have in common. Because obviously, you know, yes, I'm the artist, but I want it to, you know, reflect where we're all at. And so, you know, the Original High is the title track. That's like the second song on the album. And I was hanging out with friends in LA right before I started writing this album, and you know, talking with them, and we get into these deep Oprah moments.
You look under your seat. There's a refrigerator.
Yeah. It's awesome. Are these while you're sober? I only have those moments when I'm on
you
stuff.
know, I like to go out and have drinks with my friends. You know, some of them are sober, some of them are over coffee, some of them are at lunches, some of them are out at a night of margaritas. But one of the things that I noticed that we were all going through was kind of like, okay, I want something in my life. We're all longing for something, but we can't quite put our finger on what it is that's going to make us happy. A lot of my friends and I.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm friends with people from their early 20s into their late 30s. That's my circle. And it's the common thing. I mean, especially in a city like Los Angeles or New York, where we're all hustling to kind of make it.
Right.
And I wanted to figure out a way to write about that in like a kind of a simple way. Like, what is that feeling, that like unsettled kind of disillusionment, and how does it affect the rest of your life? And is it totally depressing and sad? No, it's just kind of is. And it's accepting that and kind of being okay with not knowing and not having the answers, you know?
So what are the goals with this album? Everyone wants it to do well. Obviously, you do too. But I mean, is there pressure? I mean...
Well, I mean, you know, there's high expectation.
Yeah.
I feel pretty confident about it, though. I think that, like I said, like the vocals I feel really good about. The songwriting I feel really good about. I think this is the strongest pop album that I've done.
Cool.
You know, I've worked with like the best of the best on it, and I just can't wait for everybody to hear the songs, because it's the most cohesive in a way, but it's also like, I think people aren't ready for it yet. They don't even know what they're in for. I think there's going to be some surprises.
I love your voice on Ghost Town.
Thanks.
It's just a different.
Did you hear the new one that we posted the other day?
I have not heard it yet.
That's
no.
You know, that's an instant grat track. It's called Underground. It's now available on iTunes as well, as like a little treat before the album release on June 16th.
And a little bit of dancing in the Ghost Town video for you.
Yeah, I got my movement on there. I had some platform creepers that needed to get shook around a little bit.
I felt a little bit of Faith era George Michael in some of the shots.
You know, I've been hearing this. I don't think that was intent. I didn't intend that. Maybe Hype Williams had that vision that he didn't tell me about. But I'm flattered by that.
That wasn't an insult.
I love George Michael.
Yeah.
I mean,
in that particular video too.
Exactly.
But like that era for him, that album, that's like an amazing pop album.
It doesn't get any better than that.
So I'm flattered by that.
Hopefully you sell this many records. I think that sold like 10 million or something.
Yeah. I mean, no one sells that many records anymore.
I know.
Wouldn't it be nice?
I know, right? We'll find some way to make you money.
That's the funniest thing. You keep reading like press about music, like Billboard magazine or whatever, and they compare artists. They're like, well, the sales of this album are half the amount that their album 5 years ago was. And I said, well, that's because no one's buying that many albums anymore. Like, let's do the
There's
math
different
here.
ways to get music today than there was.
And everybody has gone down.
You don't wait
in their
online
numbers.
at Target to get music anymore.
Yeah, but I think this thing is going to be a big success, or I hope it is.
I hope so too.
Yeah.
Adam Lambert, thanks for coming in, man.
Thank you.
It's Kim McCain on Fresh 102.7.